Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for the Study Abroad in Copenhagen session. Today, we're going to go over our study abroad option in Copenhagen, Denmark. So this program is actually through a third-party provider called DIS. And what that means is you will be not attending a local university, but rather studying and living alongside fellow students in the DIS program. And those students are from other universities around the US and Canada, and they are going to be the ones that you are going through this experience with. You are welcome to apply to one of 5 approved program tracks. You'll see if you visit DIS's website that they have many different options of program tracks, but do please note that Notre Dame approves 5 of those, and we're going to go over those in a minute. Cohort size. DIS itself is quite large, but for Notre Dame, we accept 4 students each year. So typically that means 2 in the fall and 2 in the spring. This program is open to juniors only and students only in the College of Science or Arts and Letters. Special consideration for this one is that there is a 3.7 GPA eligibility requirement, which means that all applicants should have a 3.7 to apply and to be considered for this program. Do keep in mind that your fall grades do count. So make sure you keep that in your head as you're thinking about if this is a good program fit for you. As far as the program calendar goes, it is quite similar to Notre Dame. It starts late August, ends mid-December for the fall semester, and in the spring it starts in mid-January and ends mid-May. So as I mentioned, DIS, you aren't actually studying at a university in Copenhagen. There isn't a main campus. There are 6 different buildings kind of located in central Copenhagen. They actually have an amazing location for this program, and you'll easily be able to walk between those 6 different locations. And this program is a little bit different in terms of how the calendar works, so I just wanted to lay that out here. So once you arrive, you have a 4-day orientation, which is basically everything you need to know about the program and life in Copenhagen. And then your courses begin, and you have 5 different classes. One of those is your core course, or this program track that I've referred to, and then you supplement that with 4 electives. And your courses are actually great because each Wednesday you do different field study days in and around Copenhagen, which means your other classes stop on Wednesdays and you just participate in these field study days. Your core course week is when you do a 3-day study tour in Denmark or one of the Scandinavian neighboring countries, and then an additional 2-day seminar in Copenhagen. So again, all of your other classes stop and you just participate in this core course class. And don't worry, they organize all that scheduling for you, so you don't need to worry about missing any of your other classes. Another huge highlight for this program is the travel week, and this is a 1-week traveling program with your DIS professor in your core class, and it's almost always international. So this is obviously a big draw for students. It's included in the program and is always a highlight as it's usually a very hands-on experience. And they organize that schedule for you. So there's 2 weeks that are open for travel. You will participate in one of them depending on which core course you choose. And the alternative week is kind of like your spring or fall break. And then, of course, you have a quick study break before finals, where you are able to travel or to study or visit Copenhagen, whatever you would like. And then last but not least, of course, you have finals, and you have a week long for that. So here are the 5 approved program tracks for Copenhagen. The first 2 are going to be more sustainability, kind of environmental science focused. So you'll notice that they each have 1 to 3 different options within that main core course. So for example, if you're going to choose the environmental science of the Arctic track, that's all you would need to tell me during your application. But when you are applying to DIS, you will then need to choose if you want to participate in the climate, glaciers, and human impact track, the ice cores and ice ages track, or the polar biology track. And you'll see I give a brief description of this, but please visit DIS's website. They have so much information on there, and it's extremely helpful for you to get to know what kind of classes you will be taking. So just like the environmental science track, the sustainability track has 2 different options. One is looking at sustainable development in Northern Europe, and the other is sustainable food production and consumption. And again, each of these have different international trips for their core course, so make sure you take a look where you would be going for that as well. Next up is the medical practice and policy track, which is a great option for our College of Science students. You have one option, you participate in the Human Health and Disease, a clinical approach track. And this is a very hands-on program. Students like this as it's kind of a pre-med school option. So if you're unsure about med school, or if you just want kind of to dip your toes into the water to see if it's something that you like, this is a great option for you. And last but not least, we have two options for design students. We have furniture design and graphic design. Both of these are very hands-on with studio classes, and students in the past have really found that their offerings are a great supplement to Notre Dame classes, as you really get that studio experience and you're able to add those sort of things to your portfolio upon graduation. An important thing to note here about academics too is that you will choose one of these core courses. So say I wanted to choose sustainability, sustainable development in Northern Europe, and then I would be choosing 4 additional electives. And again, visit DIS's website, but they have electives in pretty much every subject, so you will be able to take different core course requirements or different electives that kind of pique your interest in addition to this core class. So next up, for housing and meals, there are 4 different housing options that DIS offers. The first is a homestay, so you'd be living with a local Copenhagen family. The second is a living and learning community, which is a themed housing. So there's, for example, a sustainability house, there's a culinary house, there's an outdoor house, and they organize weekly events where you interact with other students in the DIS program who have similar interests than you. A collegium, which is pretty much similar to like a dorm, I would say, and you are living with either local students in your kind of flat, but the floors are mixed of different local, DIS, or other international students. And residential community is going to be with other DIS students only. Meals, as you can imagine, there's 4 different housing options, so the meal options also vary according to housing type, so make sure you look into that a little bit online if you're interested, and I can certainly help also. It is important to note here that a stipend is provided for those choosing to stay outside of a homestay, as a homestay does provide all of your meals, and each other option you would be responsible for cooking and buying your own groceries, so we do provide a stipend for that. And there are a couple of special opportunities I want to highlight in Copenhagen. The first is the visiting host program, which if you don't really think a host family is a great fit for you, but you still want to interact with some local families, this is a great choice because you are paired with a local family, and it's up to you how much you want to engage with them. Some students have dinner every week. Some students go with them to local family events. It's a great way to get to know locals and really create that bond. Another option special for Copenhagen is research. So you can do a 3 to 6 credit research opportunity, and you would be a research assistant. And you're going to be basically plugged into a project that's already in the works, either at a hospital, a team, at a university, with an organization. There's some set opportunities that DIS has consistently. And they're a great way for you to potentially get published, do some presentations, get a lot more of that hands-on experience if research is something you're interested in. And again, they have a lot more information on their website if you're interested in that. Student life, there are many of the same amenities as Notre Dame, such as kind of that on-site support. They have many different people around. If you ever have any questions, there's always someone you'll be able to go to. They have a ton of different clubs. There's a couple examples here, but honestly, it's much like Notre Dame. You can find something that fits for you, and definitely there will be opportunity for you to get involved with other DIS students, but also they do a great job of helping you get involved with local Copenhagen students as well. So hopefully this has kind of piqued your interest on potentially applying for the Copenhagen program. If so, do make note that the applications do close November 1st, so make sure you do submit your application by then. Also note that you would need to have selected your core course by that time. It is part of your application for the Copenhagen program, and that you would need an academic reference, which is not required for all programs. So just keep that in mind. And if you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Laura Stipik. I work at NDI. You'll see my email here, as well as a link to my You Can Book Me page. I'd love to chat with you further about this program. It's a really, really amazing opportunity. Students come back raving about this program. So I hope that I will see some applications from you all. And again, please reach out if you have any further questions. Thank you all so much.